How y'all doing? So check this out, right? I'm getting ready to go to the gym. If y'all know me, y'all know that's my daily thing. But I was really thinking about something last night, and it really, I don't know, it just put things in a better perspective for myself. Here's the thing. A lot of times we say we know that words have power, but a lot of times we sit back and we create these mantras for ourselves that's totally wrong. Let me use myself as an example. So I used to tell myself, I want to be the best version of myself. I want to be the best version of Rodney. And I said that stuff to me every day. I would look in the mirror. I want to be the best version. I want to be the best. But last night I started thinking, a lot of times that's the problem. Because see, a lot of times you get to a point in life to where you're the best version of yourself. And a lot of times that's not where God wants you to be. See, that's where the whole thing of, transformation happens. You see, a lot of us, we're stuck in quote unquote being the best versions of ourselves that we don't realize that we have already reached the capacity for that level. What we should be saying is, I want God to transform me. Now, when you say you want to be the best version of yourself, check this out, right? I wanted to control my anger. I wanted to control being able to let people say certain things to me and I didn't react. You know what I mean? Like I didn't react physically or whatever the case may be. So I got to a point to where I felt like I won. I started to allow things to just roll off my back. I felt like I won. But I felt like I mean, I did win, but I won in that aspect. What started happening was, yeah, I didn't react. I didn't, you know what I'm saying, ball my fists up and be ready to fight. But what started happening was I started internalizing it and everything became about getting certain people back. So I didn't react vocally. I didn't react physically, but mentally I was stuck because I wanted to be my mission to make sure that that personal trauma that person put on me, I had to find a way to get them back. Now, see, I was fooling myself because in that moment, I felt like, I'm being the best version of myself. But that's not true. You see, I had reached a level and it was time for transformation. It was time to transform. And that's what life is about. And see, a lot of times that transformation takes longer than other people because you are stuck trying to pull people with you into a new season that they're not supposed to go to. So a lot of times we're stuck mentally, but we're stuck physically as well because we are trying to usher in the 5 closest people to the next season in life. You see, sometimes, I figured this about myself, right? If I love you, if I want the best for you, I want the best for you. And because I want the best for you, whatever way that I'm going, I want to bring you along. That's why I always tell people, don't tell me your dreams, right? Don't tell me something that you really want to do because I start finding out that I made it my mission to make sure that you fulfilled your dream. And a lot of times that came off as, just being overbearing because I felt like I wanted to see this person happy. But what I start finding out is just because someone says that they want something doesn't mean that they really want it. Now, I'm upset that you don't want something that you said. So when I get like that, I start, really focusing on myself or whatever. But last night, I really just started thinking that like we focus on the being the better version of ourselves. And sometimes that version has run its course. What we should be praying for is that God transform us. I'm 45, right? The best version of myself, you know what I'm saying, came in stages. It's like a video game. You know what I mean? Like it's like a video game. You can't get to the next level until you beat that level's, you know what I'm saying, antagonist. And that's life sometimes. Sometimes you are stuck at a level because you haven't beat that final boss. And sometimes that final boss is you. See, we always try to find something to be our adversary. That's why a lot of people sit up here and they say, man, don't nobody want to see me win. Man, it's always someone else. But sometimes your biggest enemy is you. Because I said this, yesterday, right? Anything in life that grows, it requires you to be uncomfortable. And for a lot of people, they don't like to feel that pain. That's why, like right now in the gym, that rush that starts in January, man, that stuff starts dying off so fast. You know why? For the people that say that they want to look better, the people that say that they want to lose a little weight, they want to until it's uncomfortable. Or some people, they in there working hard and they say, man, I ain't losing no more weight. I ain't this, but they're not looking. It's not the weight. It's the inches. Better yet, how do you feel? See, you step on that scale and you're so focused on what you see. You're so focused on what you see, You don't realize that you wake up better, you're sleeping better, you're feeling better, but you're focused on that scale. And that scale becomes the barometer of if you're making progress. In life, sometimes you set the bar for how you're doing based on other people. You're looking at somebody that you grew up with, right? Went to high school, went this, that, and the other, whatever, right? You might have went on to college. They didn't go to college, but y'all cross paths again, 10 years down the line, and they got their own business. They doing well, and you working, and you start comparing yourself, and you start looking at yourself like, what did I do wrong? Or I'll do you one better. You don't even focus on that. You say, there had to be a reason that this person got there. Who do they know? Who do they sleeping with? You know what I'm saying? You come up with all of these, things in your head because you can't fathom that that person whom you considered yourself a little higher is doing better than you. And then that person becomes your measuring stick. Now you have to outdo that person, but that's not your path. I say this all the time. Everybody wants to be a boss until it's time to do boss things. Till you got to let somebody go. Till you got to balance, the money. Everybody wants to be a visionary until it's time to step up out there and have everybody saying that you crazy and it ain't gonna work. And that's fine because everybody can't be a boss, but you can be the best worker. Everybody can't go out here and make the best R&B album, but you can be a writer. You see, saying certain things to yourself is so key. So now I have made it up in my mind that I no longer say I want to be the best version of myself. God, transform me. Transform me to what I need to be at this stage in my life. Because guess what? When you try to do it on your own, you do stuff like this. You know what? I ain't gonna, I ain't drinking no more. I'm only going to have 2 drinks. I'm only going to have 2 drinks a day, right? Like when you set the bar for yourself, you don't set it as high as God wants it to be. So you have to be cognizant. You have to understand these type of things, right? What are you saying to yourself every day? For me, like I said, I just transform me. I can't be at 45 how I was at 35. My mindset cannot be the same. We see the world changing, right? And you have a segment of people that's like, nope, I'm going to stand fast. Now, your morals don't change. Your foundation doesn't change. But sometimes you have to change your way of thinking. How I handle things at 30, I can't handle at 45. You know why? Because I have bigger things attached to me now. Don't get it twisted. There's certain times that I want to put these holy hands on people, but then I can't think like that and then tell my kids, y'all can't do that. That's what I'm a firm believer on. If I can't do something, I can't tell my kids that they can do it. So anyways, man, I hope that this bless somebody out there today, man, because it's a real thing. Watch what you say to yourself. Stop saying you want to be the best version of you because some of y'all have already plateaued. No, that part is dead. Ask God to transform you. That's what, to me, you know what I'm saying? Easter's coming up. To me, when people talk about resurrection, you have to realize that he died and he rose again. So every day I try to kill off something in my life so I can rise again.